I stand at the edge of the harbour, watching the twilight settle softly around me. The sky above turns shades of pink and purple, mirroring the waters below. Seagulls drift lazily overhead, calling out to each other. I breathe deeply, feeling the cool air fill my lungs. My feet sink slightly into the sand beneath them, soft and warm after all day under the sun. A few fishing boats lie moored nearby, bobbing gently against the small swell coming ashore. Their wooden hulls glisten faintly where they catch stray beams of fading daylight. Beyond lies an expanse of darkening blue, broken occasionally by white caps dancing along its surface. Waves roll onto the sandy beach ahead, then retreat back again, leaving tiny ripples behind like fingerprints. Children play further down the shoreline, chasing each wave until it pulls away just before reaching them. Laughter carries easily through the graying dusk. Parents watch closely, hands resting lightly upon shoulders. Couples walk hand in hand past, stopping now and then to admire something caught briefly between tides, a crab perhaps, or piece of flotsam washed up unexpectedly far inland. Behind us stands the old lighthouse, tall and proud amidst towering cliffs. Its beam cuts sharply through gathering clouds, guiding ships safely home even when darkness falls fully. Inside, someone must be keeping vigil tonight, ensuring vessels find safe passage among these rocky shores. Night begins to close firmly about everything else here. Stars twinkle shyly beyond the horizon, waiting patiently while we linger longer still. Eventually, though, there comes a moment when silence takes hold completely. The world holds its breath almost, and then slowly but surely sleep claims both land and sea alike. All sounds fade utterly except those carried directly from heart to ear via blood pulsing steadily inside body cavities. Even breathing seems quieter somehow once true nighttime descends properly enough. Stars continue to wink silently above, casting silver glints off the rippling water. From the railing I watch the children stop playing, huddling closer to parents seeking warmth against the cooling breeze. Couples move more slowly now, holding tightly to each other's arms as shadows lengthen. Farther along the promenade, a lone fisherman casts his net into deeper waters. He watches intently, listening carefully for any sign of movement in the night. His silhouette grows smaller as distance increases, yet his determination remains unwavering. Above him, seabirds take flight en masse, wheeling gracefully against the deepening blackness. They dip low over the waves, skimming surfaces momentarily before rising high again. Occasionally, a puffin pops its head out of nowhere, staring curiously at intruders before disappearing swiftly underwater. Back near the harbour entrance, families gather closer together, sharing stories whispered quietly amid murmurs of contentment. An elderly couple leans against the railings, fingers intertwined warmly despite the chill creeping in. Young couples press faces closer together, noses brushing tenderly as lips meet briefly in stolen kisses. Inside the little cafe beside the quayside, lights flicker invitingly yellowish-white. Warmth radiates outward, drawing straggler visitors toward cozy interiors filled with soft music drifting outside. Conversations resume louder than earlier, laughter echoing freely alongside clinking glasses and scraping chairs moving restlessly. Outside, the wind picks up slightly, rustling leaves and sending shivers through exposed skin. Shadows dance wildly across faces illuminated by street lamps positioned strategically throughout the area. People hurry quickly now, heads lowered protectively against gusty blasts sweeping suddenly from offshore. Finally, exhaustion overtakes everyone. Heads lower heavily, eyes droop shut unwillingly. Breathing slows noticeably, becoming steadier with every passing second. Only the rhythmic crashing of waves continues unbroken, providing constant reassurance against fears stirred awake during brief moments alone. Within minutes, the entire stretch becomes enveloped in peaceful slumber. Not a soul stirs save for occasional yawns, escaping lips sealed tight against cold winds biting fiercely. Sleep wraps itself securely round each form lying prone either on beaches strewn carefree with blankets or nestled comfortably indoors wrapped snugly underneath duvets promising sweet dreams free from worries plaguing waking hours. I take one last look at the harbour, then head back. The waves will still be here tomorrow. I step away from the railing and wander towards the beach. Sand feels gritty beneath bare feet, shifting slightly with each stride. The distant hum of conversation fades gradually, replaced by the softer murmur of the incoming tide. Small waves lap rhythmically against the shore, carrying pebbles and shells towards me. Alongside the pathway, seaweed-covered rocks jut upwards, etched by years of salt spray and pounding surf. Pigeons flutter nervously, taking refuge atop higher ledges. One pair squawks loudly, startling others who scatter hurriedly elsewhere. Further along, a family sits cross-legged on a blanket spread wide over damp grass. Father reads aloud from some book held loosely in his large hands. Mother rests her cheek against child's hair, smiling absent-mindedly. Daughter listens attentively, nodding thoughtfully sometimes. Son plays impatiently, kicking handfuls of wet sand angrily before returning attention to father. Nearby, a young woman kneels beside a shallow pool formed naturally by receding tide lines. She dips fingertips into briny liquid, letting drops trickle slowly downwards. Eyes closed, she inhales deeply several times, savoring scent uniquely marine. Then opens lids widely, drinking sight of starlight reflecting eerily off glass-like surface. Beyond, another figure approaches cautiously older man dressed plainly in sweater and trousers. Walks haltingly due age, leaning slightly sideways using walking stick. Stops short of woman kneeling, merely observing silently. After minute passes, nods gravely before turning heel and limping briskly onwards. The woman returns attention to the pool, pressing palms flat into water. Ripples fan outwards rapidly, merging eventually into smooth oval shapes centered precisely midway between fingertips. She smiles wistfully, traces imaginary circle forming perfectly centered pattern. Repeats gesture twice more, watching results carefully measured. Beside her, a seagull lands abruptly, wings beating furiously against resistance. Perches precariously on rock nearest edge, regarding proceedings warily. When nothing happens, lowers head tentatively to drink. Swallows eagerly, raising crestfallen glance afterwards. The woman chuckles softly, shaking head fondly. The gull scuttles hastily backwards, regaining balance awkwardly midair before flying off somewhere unknown. She resumes tracing circles, noting slight difference today compared yesterday. Perhaps less perfect alignment? Less fluid motion maybe? Shrugs shoulder negligibly, shrugging off concern. Focuses instead on sensation running smoothly up arm, tingling pleasantly into fingertips. Concentrates wholly on task at hand, losing track entirely of anything extraneous. I watch from a respectful distance. Then I hear a voice beside me, my friend. Beautiful, she says quietly. Truly remarkable. We stand there a moment longer, then turn back towards the harbour, leaving the woman to her circles and the starlight. I follow my friend back towards where we started our stroll. Her movements seem graceful even under footwear, her steps deliberate but unhurried. We reach the spot where we began our journey, a small patch of dry land surrounded by the encroaching tide. Thanks for coming tonight, she whispers, still catching breath from our quick departure. It helps put things in perspective. I'm glad I could help, I reply sincerely. Your talent is impressive beyond measure. It brings tranquility just being nearby your focus. We sit side by side on the sandy dune, backs propped against cool stone. Waves crash steadily behind us, an eternal symphony played solo. Birds cry far off, echoes fading into silence. A thin crescent moon hangs low in sky, bathing everything in silvery luminescence. Stars twinkle faintly among clouds gathering thickly overhead. Their brilliance seems almost palpable, reaching out invisible tendrils touching every grain of sand, leaf of grass. My friend reaches for my hand, intertwining hers with mine. Our fingers fit seamlessly together, warm against cool. Together we feel part of this timeless cycle of ebb and flow, life and death, creation and destruction, all woven into seamless fabric stretching beyond comprehension. We should come here more often, she muses softly, gazing dreamily ahead. Maybe make it a regular thing, like tradition perhaps. Her suggestion sparks idea dormant inside me. Yes, we need rituals marking passage of time, anchors tying ourselves to ground amidst chaos roiling oceans. Rituals remind us connection binds us all, giving sense order, making sense madness overwhelming. It sounds wonderful, I agree fervently. Let's plan soon. Make sure don't forget. With renewed resolve, we rise to leave. Hand clasped tightly, we turn together towards home. Behind us, the world sleeps peacefully once more, waiting patiently till next sunrise breaks horizon anew. I wake early the following day, drawn outside by the soft whisper of wind rustling leaves. Sun hasn't yet risen fully, casting shadows lengthwise across cobblestone paths leading inland. Shadows dance momentarily, then disappear completely as golden hues begin creeping over eastern skyline. Children run freely near entrance gates, shouting excitedly while parents look after them protectively. Some grandparents join in games, laughing heartily despite creaky bones. Others rest comfortably indoors, basking warmth radiating from hearts. Pier lights flicker warmly above harbour mouth, guiding fishing vessels safely toward dockyard moorings. Fishermen return laden nets heavy with catch, faces alight with satisfaction. Women meet husbands awaiting arrival, exchanging news, brief greetings filled optimism, hope. Birdsong fills air now, melodies harmonizing beautifully with rising sun. Sparrows chirp energetically from rooftops, magpies trill sharply from branches high. Skylarks ascend swiftly, singing sweetly as they climb ever upward. On cliffs overlooking bay, old lighthouse stands sentinel, steady beam cutting through darkness, lingering stubbornly. Keeper watches intently, adjusting mechanism, ensuring light shines brightly and knowingly throughout stormiest nights too. Back at house, mother calls breakfast ready. Steam rises invitingly from pans downstairs, mingling enticing aromas wafting upstairs. Table laid neatly awaits guests arriving hungry, eager. Eggs crack onto plates, toast slices buttered expertly. Orange juice poured generously, tea steaming hot served alongside jam jars overflowing. Father joins us shortly thereafter, bringing fresh fish wrapped securely cloth. He places dish proudly center table, announcing triumphantly today's special. Best cod fillets straight from Atlantic. Family gathers round, praises obvious in laughter shared, looks exchanged. After meal concludes, children rush outside again, leaving dishes unwashed behind. They chase each other wildly, splashing puddles left overnight. Laughter rings loud, joy infectious, spreading quickly everywhere. Parents exchange amused glances, shake heads good-naturedly, but there's contentment underlying amusement, pride shining bright within eyes softened affectionately. Here lies simplicity, beauty found, everyday lives lived lovingly, cherished fiercely, protected, nurtured, tenderly cared for, passionately defended, devotedly loved, endlessly treasured forevermore. Morning stretches its arms wide awake, embracing sleepy streets gently. Light filters through curtains, painting rooms in gold. My feet carry me along familiar pathways, toes curling slightly into worn wooden planks beneath bare soles. At the harbour, fishermen unload baskets brimming with bounty, murmurs of conversation weaving between men hunched over masts checking lines. Salt tang clung heavily to air, mixing oddly with earthy scent carried by breeze. Farther away, seagulls wheel gracefully, riding currents higher than usual today. One lands abruptly beside me, cocking head curiously before flapping off elsewhere, leaving feathers scattered lightly on deck. I wander deeper, passing rows of colourful cottages tucked snugly against hillside slopes. Doors swing open slowly, revealing figures shuffling sleepily towards windows, peering cautiously outward until satisfied morning has truly arrived. Neighbours greet amiably, exchanges casual and friendly. Steps lead downwards, descending steeply towards rocky shores. Pebbles crunch quietly underneath boots, sending ripples rippling across surface. Water laps calmly, holding secrets safe within depths. Nearby, a child wades tentatively, testing waters uncertainly. Mother laughs reassuringly, lifting him easily onto broad shoulder. Together they splash happily, creating patterns dancing across skin, hair streaming loose behind them. Father arrives moments later, joining family circle formed naturally, sharing smiles equally joyful. Sunlight bathes entire scene in warmth, turning ordinary activities into poetry painted vividly before eyes. Life unfolds effortlessly, wrapping itself tightly around those living it, binding hearts closer together. Evening casts shadows longer, darkness creeping inch by inch over rooftops. Street lamps flicker warmly above, casting golden pools of light spilling onto cobblestones. I stroll leisurely among neighbours gathering outside homes, faces alight with small talk shared eagerly after days apart. Laughter bubbles freely, mingling pleasantly with chimes of church bells ringing dusk's final notes. Children chase toy cars enthusiastically, giggles echoing joyously amidst fading sun. Mothers glance fondly while fetching snacks from pantries lined neatly with treats. Fathers lean casually against doorframes, puffing contentedly on pipes filled with tobacco smoke. Grandparents rest chairs near porches, rocking gently side to side as stories unfold animatedly around them. Down by the quayside, fishermen prepare nets meticulously laid out flat awaiting tomorrow's catch. Wooden crates stack high alongside docks, waiting patiently for goods destined afar, ports unknown yet destinations certain. Shouts ring sharp occasionally, guiding helpers hoisting heavy loads aloft safely secured by ropes strong enough tested countless times. Night fully settles eventually, enveloping coastline completely dark save stars twinkling brightly overhead. Only soft hum remains, waves kissing sandy beaches everlastingly, rhythm steady and changing since ancient times began. Here, nothing matters much anymore except present breath drawn deeply filling lungs wholly. Beside me stands my closest friend, companion unwavering loyal forever true. She watches too, gaze fixed steadily ahead despite weariness showing plainly etched features softened recently. Long day? Indeed, I answer honestly. We persevere nonetheless. I see. Silence returns swiftly, comfortable companionship sufficing perfectly well, neither needing nor wanting more right now. Instead, focus turns inward, meditatively contemplating beauty found everywhere, subtly hidden, plain sight, overlooked, often forgotten, quickly brushed aside, hastily moved onward toward whatever lies ahead, regardless challenges faced, bravely met, determined spirit undeterred. The moon rises full, brightening the gloom. Its silvery sheen highlights every detail. We sit a while longer, then rise and walk back towards the lights of the village. We reach my door first. She squeezes my hand. Same time tomorrow? Same time. I watch her walk on towards the harbour road. The lamp above the quay is still burning. Somewhere a bell strikes the hour. I go inside, and the sea goes on without me until tomorrow.